Hi, I'm Sir JC and welcome to Teach Talk. Previously, we discussed the rise of universal education in 1820 to 1900s. In this episode, we will discuss the transitional period in 1893 to 1918. From the colonial period until the turn of 20th century, the traditional curriculum, which emphasized classical studies for college-bound students, dominated at the elementary and secondary levels. The rationale for this emphasis was the classics were difficult and thus were a good way to develop mental abilities. The National Education Association organized three committees between 1893 to 1895. The Committee of 15 on Elementary Education, the Committee on 10 on Secondary School Studies, and the Committee of College Entrance Requirements. These committees were to determine and bring order to schools and widely curricula. Their reports standardized the curriculum for much of 20th century. The Committee of 15 was heavily influenced by the Harvard president Charles Eliot, and who had initiated vigorous discussion on the need for school reform, and by William Harris, then the U.S. Commissioner on Education, who believed in the strict teacher authority and discipline. The Committee of 10 was chaired by Eliot. It was the most influential of the three committees. The committee suggested that each of the nine subjects, except Latin and Greek, be taught at the elementary school level. The Committee on College Entrance Requirements met in 1895. It reaffirmed the dominance of college preparatory curriculum in high school, emphasizing college admission requirements and classical subjects. There were certain reforms in this period, and those who contributed in these reforms are William Harris and Charles Eliot, dominated the movement in this period. Harris advocated a traditional curriculum, a mix of essentialism, five core academic areas, and perennialism, emphasis on the classics and moral values. While Eliot allowed four different rates and ways of learning. This is now called independent learning, continuous progress, or learning styles. In 1917, the Smith-Hodges Act provided federal aid for vocational education related to agriculture, home economics, and trades. Federal funds were matched state monies allocated to school curricula in these three vocations. Business, labor, and farm groups hailed the act as a reform. There are also several pressure on modern curriculum. Among the other factors are the immigration and industrial movement in the leading growing number of educators and the scientific movement in psychology and education in the late 19th and 20th centuries also played an important role. And one of them is Abraham Flexner. Abraham Flexner argued that the tradition was inadequate criterion for justifying subject matter. And that's why society was changing, and educators also had to make changes in the curriculum. Dewey set forth the relationship between education and democracy, as well as the notion that democracy itself was a social process that could be enhanced through school. Dewey also prioritized science, which he saw that epitomizing rational inquiry. Charles Jude was an evolutionist and believed that the laws of nature should be used to educate the young. He used statistical research to determine the weight of curriculum content. That is, the extent to which particular content enhances students' ability to promote thinking and solve problems. In 1918, the Commission on Reorganization of Secondary Education published the highly progressive Cardinal Principles for Secondary Education. The Commission stressed the whole child, education for all youth, diversified areas of study, and common culture ideas and principles for a democratic country. And that's it for now, and we will resume to the next episode of our Teach Talks.